First, I prep my skin with our Silk Pore and Wrinkle Minimizer. This is used to not only minimize your wrinkles and pores, but to also create a primer for your foundation to go on very smoothly. Next, I put on our anti-aging MakeSense foundation. I am wearing Dewy as my color. I'm recently switching over to Almond though, since I no longer have a tan from Mexico when I went on my honeymoon. And I'm using Ulta's Velvet Luxe Flawless Face, number 311. I love this brush for foundation, especially with ours. Our foundation is just like our LipSense, where it is smudge proof, sweat proof, waterproof. It also has great coverage. We do have a tinted moisturizer that has medium coverage as well if you don't want as much coverage. Because I have such rosy cheeks, I go through with a second layer of foundation just on those spots and do a stippling motion to give an extra layer of coverage on my super rosy cheeks. Next, I'm going to use our ShadowSense in Candlelight to use as a concealer under my eyes to cancel out the dark circles that I have under there. I'm also going to use it on my eyelids to prep the canvas for my eyeshadows that will be going there. I love using our ShadowSense as a concealer because it is crease proof, smudge proof, just like all of our other cosmetics. So I can go throughout the whole day without worrying about if my concealer under my eyes is going to be creasing or not. I also have hooded eyes, and so I get the crease on my eyelid a lot if I don't use ShadowSense, and I love that I don't have to worry about that now. And the brush that I'm using to apply the ShadowSense to my eyelid is one of Robert Jones's brush. It's number 15 in his collection. It's great for hooded eyes because it covers a lot of surface area. Next, I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to start with my cheekbones. I use our ShadowSense Mocha Java. And again, just start with one side and work to the other. You don't want this to dry and not be able to blend. You do have a couple of minutes to work it, so don't worry about putting it on and it not being able to blend. But once it's set, you cannot move it. And I'm just using a Real Techniques Beauty Blender again to blend that out under my cheekbones. And I'm also going to etch in a little bit stronger jawline to give a little bit more definition there. Next, I'm going to do my cheek color. I'm going to do my blush. I'm using ShadowSense in Mulberry to do my blush. I'm going to use the other side of my beauty blender to just blend that in and create a nice, purposefully rosy cheek. Unlike the cheeks that I usually have, I can control the rose and where it goes when I do my own blush. I will be using Amethyst and Mulberry to do most of the color on my eyelids to create more of a purpley pink. If you want it to be more pink, we do have some other ShadowSense that I didn't have for this tutorial that are a bit more pink if you're looking for it to be a little bit brighter. So I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to put that on my eyelid. I start at the lashes and then work my way up into the crease. And again, work one side at a time so that you don't have to worry about it not blending. Make sure that your eyeshadow is very blended before you move on to the next color. You want to make sure that they all mesh together very well. So now we're going to use Amethyst just to give it a hint of purple and make it pop a little bit more. Again, I start at my eyelashes and work my way up into the crease with a fluffy brush. You don't have to use very much of our ShadowSense. If you can see, I am just wisping my brush across the applicator stick and getting a little bit and then adding as I go. Next, we're going to move on to our crease, which I am going to do with Mocha Java, and I am going to use a Real Techniques shading brush because I just want a little tiny bit of shadow in there to help push back my hooded eye. So I'm not going to use a big brush to cause a lot of that color to go across my eyelid. Make sure that you blend and work one eye at a time. Now I'm going to do the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to use our ShadowSense Garnet, and I'm going to place this just in that outer corner to create a little bit more of a dramatic look and push back my crease just a little bit further and lift my eyes in that corner. So again, just barely put any color on there and then blend, work one eye at a time and work it through before adding more color. Our colors are very pigmented. So make sure that you start with a little bit and then add from there. We are now going to do our bottom lash line. I'm going to start with Mulberry. I just do the colors that I did on my upper lid, and I start by putting that in the corner and working my way inward. You want it to gradually soften as you go toward your inner corner. And I am using, again, the Real Techniques shading brush to smudge that out and make it look like a shadow instead of a line. Again, make sure it's blended, work one eye at a time, and work from the outer corner into the inner corner, making it softer as it gradually goes in. I'm now going to put the Mocha Java on my bottom line. Again, just do the shadows that I did on my upper lid to make the bottom lid match, and start in the outer corner, work your way toward the inner corner, making a nice, gradually softening shadow. I'm going to now do the eyeliner. I use our ShadowSense Onyx, and I use brush number 41 from Robert Jones' makeup line, and I start in the about mid-section of my eyelid, about where your pupil is, and then work my way to the outer corner and get that line going, and then I go back through and do a softer, thinner line from that mid-section toward my inner corner. You want your eyeliner to be thicker on the outside and then gradually get thinner as you work your way toward your inner corner, causing that uplifting effect, and it also opens your eyes a little bit more to help you look more awake. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, but this time I'm going to start on the outer corner because that is where we want most of our color to be to help make our eyes look even more open and tilted up as if they're smiling. So I put that on the outer corner and then slowly add a little bit more color as I work my way in. I'm also doing the waterline on this to cause a more dramatic effect. I'm going for a little bit more dramatic than just your everyday wear. And since our shadows are waterproof, it's great for your waterline. You won't have it streaking, you won't have to worry about it ending up in your tear ducts. It will stay put all day. I'm going to highlight my brow bone with our ShadowSense and Sandstone Pearl. My label came off, but I'm going to use my Robert Jones brush, number 15 again, and I'm just going to put that right under my brow to highlight that and help it stand out a little bit more. I'm now going to fill in my brows. I'm going to use a mixture of our Mocha Java and our Garnet ShadowSense, and I'm going to use an angle brush and etch in my brows. I have microbladed my brows in so that I have a line to follow, and I'm just going to follow that and fill it in first with Mocha Java and then add in the Garnet to darken some areas. Because we all love that JLo glow, next I'm going to use our MakeSense Pearlizer, and I'm going to just use a teeny tiny bit of that and just dab it on to where I would like my glow, which is usually on cheeks, across the nose, your chin, your cupid's bow, and then the center of your forehead. And last but not least, I will put on a LipSense color. I'm going to clean my lips, make sure that they are all prepped, get the foundation off. I'm using the color Love It to go with this makeup combination that we have. And I'm going to line the outside side of my lips first with the tip of the applicator. I'm then going to fill it in and do my first layer. Make sure that you use a small amount of product. You want to make sure that your layers are thin and that you let them dry in between each layer. You're going to do 3 of these. Make sure to get the corners of your mouth and your waterline. And then we're going to top off with Glossy Gloss. This is my favorite gloss. It's hydrating and it soaks in to look matte after about 30 minutes. And as always, no color on the wand. Here's your look. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.